Hi, this is Zach and only Zach from the Mile High Game Guys board gaming podcast. Well, we arrived back in Denver from Gen Con late Monday night, so we aren't going to have any regular episodes this week. Luckily, we were able to get a couple audio interviews before while we were there, so hopefully you guys are going to enjoy them. This one's from the people who developed Expedition, the role-playing card game. They gave us a quick demo beforehand, and then we had Jeff do a one-on-one interview in the super quiet exhibit hall. Hope you guys enjoy it.
Hello, and welcome to my interview segment for Gen Con. I'm Jeff, as you all know that, and I am joined by...
Todd Maidema with Expedition, the role-playing card game.
And we just played a quick demo of the game. It's super cool, but no one else knows that. So why don't you tell us some about your game?
Absolutely. So Expedition is kind of D&D light. It uses cards and a free companion app to really streamline the role-playing experience. We've been playing D&D for a long time, and we saw a couple problems that when we talked to our friends, we're like, oh yeah, a lot of people who like role-playing games keep running into these things. It takes a lot of effort to set up. Games take a really long time, and they're really inflexible. Like if one of your game members can't make it, then you're just kind of out of luck for that week.
I guess we just have to drink today.
Oh, darn. And so my partner and I are both software engineers, and we got to thinking about how we could use a kind of hybrid board game / video game to really speed things up, give you access to stories that people have written all around the world, and just kind of make the next generation of tabletop RPG.
Cool. How long have you been designing this game?
We've been working on this game for about 2 years. It's been out on the market for about a year now, so we're actually on our second print run.
Cool. So, it uses an app. I would say that's pretty key to this game.
Yep.
Top to bottom. How in-depth is this app?
Well, on the surface, it's very simple.
Easy to use.
Yeah, easy to use, pain in the ass to program. But, it's available Android, iOS, and the web. So pretty much any device you'd want to use it on, it runs on.
Cool.
And really, the app features two main components. There's the story side, where you go on the adventure, you interact with NPCs, kind of the usual going on a quest thing. And then there's the combat.
We had some cheese adventures.
Yes, you guys went on Oust Albinus and saved the village of Gruyere and their cheese. And then there's the combat side, which I think is kind of the most mechanically meaningful part of it, because traditionally combat takes a really long time in an RPG.
Yes.
Everyone's rolling a lot of dice. You have to constantly flip through rule books, like, oh crap, what was
What's half speed on a halfling running? I don't know.
Through a forest, barefoot.
Yeah.
And so combat is actually real time in Expedition. Okay. Each player, everyone acts simultaneously, and you only have 10 seconds to play your ability. So it keeps things really fast-paced, and if you don't act fast enough, you take a damage penalty. So
that was cool. It's like you have 3 cards in your hand, and you're like, oh god, what do I do? I'll play this card. Oh yeah, I have to touch the app. If listeners are aware, we use a lot of Choosy, which is like a first player. It's kind of like that, where everyone has to put their fingers down, but it's on a timer that you have to just sort of, oh god, go faster.
Yes.
I like that part a lot.
Yeah, and you guys were just playing through the intro quest, so you're just kind of getting used to the mechanics, but there's actually a surprising amount of depth. So there are 4 types of abilities: melee, music, ranged, and magic, and each one interacts with each other. So if you're really working together as a team, you can do a lot more damage, but you're always fighting that timer. And so a lot of how you get better in the game is just learning how to work with your teammates better.
Yeah. I was noticing a lot of support abilities and stuff in there. I really like that music is a category, because I always miss Bard in pretty much any RPG. No one ever seems to do it justice. On top of all of your character adventurer cards are well themed. I was the alcoholic diplomat. A lot of music and melee.
We have, the magical minstrel, the hungry chef, the dutiful soldier.
Yes. I would call this not the most serious of games. theme-wise, but that is very welcome in a lot of, I don't know, dour and stern RPGs that are out there.
Yeah.
I mean, we were attacked by a giant rat. It was of unusual size, so...
Yeah, and really, we aren't trying to fully replace D&D, right? If your group loves going on 6 months adventures, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What we are trying to do is make a better introductory experience for RPGs and for gaming groups that don't have the time to pull those off.
And what would you say the average play time is of one of these?
Absolutely. So we have 20-minute long quests. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of great short 20-minute quests, and we also have in-app stories that go up to several hours. We even have like 5-part series that you could, play over 5 nights.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Playing over multiple sessions. How do you do that with this current game system?
Absolutely. So we have quests that last multiple sessions, and right now they usually involve writing a little bit of information down on pen and paper. We are talking with writers about how we could add better support for multi-campaign sessions. But at the end of the day, we want to make sure the experience is as simple as possible, and so we don't want to sacrifice that by adding layers upon layers of complexity to do that.
Gotcha. So how much is in the app right now, like content-wise?
Yeah, so there's about 50 quests available right now, and we have more quests coming out every week. All of the quests are 100% free, and we'll never charge for them. And we're actually running a Kickstarter right now for a new horror-themed expansion pack, Cthulhu-themed. And so there's...
As is tradition.
Yes. And, a lot of our stretch goals for that Kickstarter will just be creating even more quests. And we run quest writing contests all the time. So, at this point, our writing mailing list is like 800 people who are interested in writing quests for Expedition.
Wow.
As we grow the game, like one of our biggest things is just building the best possible library of quests and adventures.
That's cool. So the base game's what, $30?
Yep.
That seems like a lot of content for one little box.
And it keeps getting better.
Yeah. So what was your original release like? Like, how did you said you spent a lot of time developing the app, but how did that box get so small and have so much content in it?
Yeah. So it's been a really great learning experience. So my partner and I are both software engineers who with just a love for board games. And along the way, we actually launched on Kickstarter once originally and then canceled that because we got a lot of great feedback on how to make the game better. And a lot of that feedback was around polishing the game and the gaming experience. So we relaunched on Kickstarter and redid a lot of the art, refined a lot of the mechanics. We originally had all of these kind of crazy ideas for there being equipment cards and like level up cards, and the game was like 400 cards, and it was exactly what we were trying to avoid, right? It was the Pathfinder, like, oh, it's simple, but here's your character sheet.
Here's Expedition, the Pathfinder card game.
Yeah. Along the way, someone was like, have you checked that Pathfinder, the card game? We're like, wait a second, this is the road we're going down. No. And so, we just keep applying this constant test. Anytime we think about adding something new, it's always that question of, does it add way, way, way more value than it takes away from adding complexity?
Well, it seems like you've gone the right direction.
Thank you.
So you have a new Kickstarter out that's going to add a horror theme. How much longer do you have on that?
It just launched yesterday, so It ends September 16th.
Okay.
We're already like 75% plus funded, so it's going really well, and we hope to unlock as many stretch goals with new quests as possible.
Cool. Well, I had a lot of fun. So thank you very much for joining me. I look forward to seeing more from
Expedition, the role-playing card game.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Jeff.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for listening. This episode's a little bit shorter than our normal ones, but I hope it'll tide you over at least until Friday. We're going to be releasing our 30-ish minute interview with Jamie Segmeyer then. He is the designer of Scythe and the president of Stonemeyer Games. Well, this wraps it up, so see you all later. As always, I'm still just Zach. Bye.
Punchboard Media,
where we all
bring something
to the table.
Pull up a chair
at punchboardmedia.com.